Gary Jacobs, 70 years old, with another FAQ for actors. This question comes from Billy in Reno, Nevada. And Billy writes, what got you interested in acting in the first place? Well, I'd have to go back to my childhood. It was a strange one. Some would even say traumatic. I was an only child. My father was an inventor, a wannabe inventor. In my earliest years, he specialized in gag gifts. He came up with a version of the Joy hand buzzer, for example, but obviously got something wrong in the wiring, and it tended to electrocute the person you shook hands with, and that wasn't funny. And then he came up with, now this one actually was kind of clever, I think. It was a variation on the whoopee cushion. It made the sound when you sat on it, but it also emitted an odor, a fart-like odor. And it came in three strengths. There was mild, strong, and 3-alarm, depending on, how strong you wanted the odor to be. And it was, pretty clever gag gift. But he made a mistake in the pricing. He priced them at $1,700 each, and that funny it was not. And of course that went bust. Meanwhile, my mom was peculiar in a whole different way. She would only speak in rhyme, and they were not good rhymes. They were usually pretty tortured. Example, she'd say, "Here is your cereal. Salvador Dali was a painter who liked cereal." That's not a good poem. That's the kind of thing she'd do. Of course, I would ask her to please stop, and invariably she'd say something like, try and make me, you couldn't, even if you were Muhammad Ali. Again, another terrible rhyme, but, that was how she did it. And after a few years of that, my father insisted she see a psychiatrist. She said, "I'm fine, I object. If I had 6 legs, I'd be an insect." Actually, one of her better rhymes. But my dad did get her to go to the psychiatrist, and he diagnosed her with excessive silliness. It's in the DSM. You can look it up, 250.0, excessive silliness. Though she was 250.5. That's excessive silliness with rhyming features. But given this kind of household, you can understand that I would need an escape from that. And for me, that was the movies, whether on television or in the theater. I preferred the theater. I was constantly watching movies. And it was a short hop, step, and a jump from watching them to wanting to be in them. And that's where the acting bug bit me. By the way, interesting note before I sign off. My dad actually did finally have a great invention. He's the one who invented perforated toilet paper. Now, most of you are probably too young to know this, but before he invented the perforated toilet paper, every time you'd go to the bathroom, you'd have to use the entire roll.